Hey, welcome back YouTube. Welcome back to the Sal Pitera channel. Now, if you're watching this video, you're most likely about 2 months before your exciting Carnival cruise. Now, there are some things that you should do right about 60 days or 2 months out before your cruise, and I'm going to come back to tell you all about them right after this. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for staying through the intro. Now, if you haven't already and you're new to our channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, click the little bell notification next to it, and that way YouTube will let you know every time we upload a new video. Now, if you love our channel and you love watching our videos, you can also click that join button. It's $4.99 per month, but it does support our channel, and we do offer some incentives that are explained below when you support our channel financially. But it's not necessary if you don't have the means or you just don't want to. Just make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell notification. That is 100% free, and we love you watching our videos. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and I suggest doing that as soon as you're done watching this video, is you're going to want to go to carnival.com, sign in, and start your pre-boarding information. This is not only going to let Carnival know about your travel plans, but it's also going to pre-register you with the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Control. That way they can make sure that nobody who shouldn't be getting on our cruise ship will be getting on our cruise ship. Don't worry, I've never seen anybody denied. So just make sure you do that in advance. Some of the things you're going to need, if you're traveling with a passport, you're going to need to have that passport handy because it's going to ask you for some information. Also, if you're traveling with a birth certificate and a government-issued ID, you need that information handy as well. Now, Carnival is also going to ask you about your travel plans both prior and after the cruise. That information is going to include things like your flight information, any hotels you're staying at, if you're parking a vehicle at the port, and other general travel type information. Again, not only does Carnival use that so they know where you're coming from, but that information is also passed to Homeland Security. So you want to make sure you do that. Again, do it as soon as you're done this video. You're pretty close to your vacation. And also some of the other things we're talking about today, you won't be able to do unless you've pre-registered. Once you've registered, then you'll also set up your onboard account. Now, if you've traveled on Carnival, you already know this, but for those of you who are first-time cruisers, Carnival is a cashless onboard system. With the exception of the casino and bingo and some other very small things, 99.9% of the time, you're not going to use any cash on board or credit cards at all. Carnival is going to give you a door key, and it also is called a sign and sale account. You'll simply show that door key every time you want to make a purchase, and they will charge that to your onboard account. Now, when you're all done the cruise and you're traveling back home, Carnival will take that total and they will automatically bill to the credit card that you set up today when you're doing your onboard financial information. It's very easy, so make sure you have your credit card handy and you can set that all up. Now that you've got this far, the next step is really simple. Now, if you don't see this as part of your check-in, don't worry. It's most likely because your room hasn't been assigned if you have a guaranteed cabin. But Carnival will also ask you how you would like your room set up. As a general rule, cruise ships come with 2 twin beds. And then if you're traveling with somebody and you want to convert them into a king bed, you'll set that up here, and then Carnival will automatically know, and by the time you get on board, your room store will already have those beds pushed together, a mattress pad put on top of it, and it'll be made up as a king bed. You'll never even realize it was 2 twins. Now, if you don't see that option as your pre-board check-in, don't panic. When you get on board, your stateroom is going to greet you and introduce themselves to you. Just let them know then. It only takes them a moment to put those beds together and put you as one king bed on board. The next thing you're going to do is you'll be able to look at your pre-cruise purchase options, such as shore excursions, which are guided tours in each port. Carnival does put those excursions on. Now, I want to caution you, a lot of people go on the internet and want to buy those excursions for a few dollars cheaper than what they sell them directly from the cruise line. I would urge you as your travel consultant not to do that. While it is a little bit cheaper and 99.9% of the time it goes fine, the major disadvantage is if something were to happen while you're on a privately bought excursion and you were to be late coming back to the ship will sail away without you. where if you purchase your excursion directly through Carnival, and it does cost slightly more because Carnival does get a cut, if something were to happen, your tour bus get a flat tire, get stuck in traffic, etc., if you purchased it through Carnival, the ship will wait for you, so you're guaranteed it'll still be there when you get back. I have seen it happen to people who bought shore excursions privately and missed the ship. The odds are against it, but really, do you want to take that chance over a couple of dollars? Because if you miss the ship, you'll be finding your own way home at your own dime. Now, you can also purchase packages while you're logged in, such as an internet package if you want to be connected while you're at sea, drink package, whether it be the alcohol package or the soda package. All of that is available right there, along with some other things like pre-room liquors and things of that nature while you're logged in today. And it is slightly cheaper to purchase it now than to wait until you're on board the cruise ship. Okay, now that you're all signed in and you've purchased your excursions, you've done your pre-cruise information, it's a great time to gather your travel documentation and make sure it's valid not only at the time of cruising, but at least 60 days after cruising. So for instance, if you're traveling and something were to happen and you were to get stuck in a foreign country, you want to make sure that documentation will be valid after the cruise, because that will help you into getting back into the United States. If you're traveling with a passport, check the validity dates, make sure they're still going to be valid. Also, if you have a birthday and your driver's license, if you're sailing with a birth certificate and driver's license, if your driver's license is set to expire, make sure you renew that, because if your travel documentation is not valid, you will be denied boarding on your vacation. And this one is often overlooked, is making sure you have pets sitting lined up. There's nothing worse than like a week before your cruise and you have pets and you didn't find somebody to watch your pets, and now you're scrambling, asking all your family and friends, can they take in your animal? Now's a great time to arrange that in advance so you know it's all taken care of. 60 days, it's a great time to make sure you have your hotel both prior and after the cruise reserved, as well as your airline reservations. 60 days is the perfect sweet time for you to have that great rate on your airline. Now, as always, I strongly recommend never, ever flying in the day of your cruise. Even if you're traveling from someplace warm to like Miami where there's no chance of snow, you never know where that plane was at before you, and one delay, literally one delay on the day of your cruise, and you've missed the ship, your whole vacation is down the drain. So always fly in at least one day prior to your cruise. Believe me, you'll be glad you did. Earlier in the video, we talked about booking shore excursions on Carnival.com. Well, now that you've booked those, it's also a great time to make sure you have the correct gear for your excursion. For instance, if you're visiting a beach and you plan on going snorkeling, it's a lot cheaper to buy that snorkeling gear here at Walmart than it's going to be at that beach down in the Caribbean, because you'll be paying tourist prices down there. And here's a tip for you. If you plan on going in the water and any ocean in the Caribbean, make sure you wear water shoes. There are sea urchins in the water, and if you step on them, you'll get those tiny spines in your feet, and believe me, they can ruin your vacation. So for the $2 or $3 at Walmart to buy some water shoes, make sure you get them, bring them with you. You're probably going to start packing soon, so now is a great time to inspect your luggage. Make sure there's no rips or tears or anything else that's going to make your luggage not usable, because you're going to need to go get that before you start packing. Also, check with your airline's policies before you buy any new luggage. Make sure they're not oversized, that are going to cost you any extra money. So you always want to make sure you have that planned in advance, and now's a great time to do it. If you're sailing with Carnival, you can call Carnival or your travel agent and add travel insurance. It's not very expensive. Or if you want a more comprehensive policy, it does cost a little more. I recommend Insure My Trip. I'll put a link down below. But travel insurance will cover everything from lost luggage to if you got sick on board and needed to be helicoptered off the ship. That can cost almost $250,000. Travel insurance will cover you for all those things. So if you have a few extra dollars, I can't tell you how much I stress buying travel insurance. The last thing is to go back into Carnival.com, print out your boarding passes, and print out your special luggage tags that'll go on your luggage when you hand them to the porter at the pier. They're very different than the luggage tags you put on it, just have your name on it. or the luggage tags that your airline give you. These are specific to the cruise line and have your cabin number. And what will happen is when you arrive at the port, you'll give the porter your luggage along with, I recommend, a $3 per bag gratuity. And then during the first evening of the cruise, the crew will actually deliver that luggage right to your stateroom. Now, if you log on to Carnival.com now to print your luggage and print your boarding passes, and it says it's not available, that's simply most likely because you have a guaranteed room and they haven't assigned your room yet. So print those out as soon as you can, and if it's not available, just come back a little closer to your cruise and they will be available to you. And that's it, guys. Those are my recommendations for 60 days or 2 months out before your cruise. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please take a moment, as soon as you're done watching this video, go to Carnival.com and do those 60 days out thing that we mentioned, and I'll see you on your vacation.